Good morning.
Good morning.
Is still muted?
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
How's this room look? You should go this way.
Where's Dad?
Who's chatting? No.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
I think it's on. You still can't hear me.
What's
Are you presenting the slides?
Hi, Raymond.
Well, hi Dana.
Hi.
Hi,
So Dana
Dana.
can hear.
Hi, Marlene. What was that, Raymond?
Can you
Oh,
hear me?
yeah, I can
Yes,
hear you now.
Okay, what's going on?
yes, I can hear you, Marlene.
I can hear you too.
I can't hear you.
Oh, have you tried turning your volume up?
Uh-oh. It's me then? Mm,
So how you been, Dana? Everything okay?
Yeah, pretty good.
You're still in Edmonton, right?
oh,
Yeah, I've been having trouble with doctor's referrals. Been a bit of a nightmare, but
Oh.
I think it'll be just, and this is just getting an appointment.
Hmm.
So I had one call me after a month and finally say they have an appointment for me next week. So that'll be the last of them.
Hmm.
And it's nothing major, right? It's just having some wax
Me?
cleared out.
Oh, for your ears, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've had problems in the past, quite, decades ago.
Oh, okay.
Guess we'll leave.
How are things there, weather-wise?
Weather-wise, it's supposed to be high 27 today, but it's going to start going down to like regular temperatures, like 23, 24 for the following week.
Okay.
So it's moderating now, so it's
Okay.
good. How about your way?
Well, it's the highs have been on the cool side, but yesterday was pretty normal, like around the same temperatures you're getting.
Yeah.
But we had frost warnings a few days ago at
Oh,
night.
really?
At night, yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. We haven't gotten that low yet.
yeah.
So, yeah. So I guess you're still going to be in Edmonton for a while because Dad's always asking.
No, I hoped it's been 1 week after another trying to get these referrals out of the way. So after this one next week, that should free me up to hit the road.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
I'm hoping by next weekend.
Hmm. So Marlene is supposed to be coming back. Where is she? There she is. So, Marlene, if you can hear me, you don't have any microphone on your device, from what I can see on the what I would call it, participants panel. You have no microphone. There's no microphone attached to whatever you're using, so you might want to try using your phone. Yeah, because I can mute and unmute myself, but you have no microphone that's showing on the device that you're using. All you have is a camera. And you can't hear me.
Oh, there's a microphone. I see a microphone now on
Oh,
her.
now yeah, you're right. Now I see it.
Oh, it disappeared again.
No, it's back.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you
Yeah.
hear us?
No?
I can hear you, Marlene.
Where's Dad? Anyways, I can show you Dana, while you're here, I'll show you what I've been working on. 2021. We've been working on this website for the federal campaign. We have a federal campaign going on right now. And actually, we just managed to get clock 6 o'clock our time. So questions, preparing questions and send to her in advance. Oh, hold on. So if you go to, let me just find it. Right.
Recording in progress.
So Marlene, you have two devices on. You have to turn one audio off on one of them.
Okay, so you can hear me now?
Yeah, we've been able to hear you fine. It's whether you can hear us.
Oh, okay. I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you before.
So
I
you
was
must have
on
done
my laptop.
or you switched devices?
Well, I brought the laptop to try it, but
No, what-
obviously I'm not going to use it.
Okay. Anyway, you're
Yeah,
okay
I
now.
did. Okay, good.
Okay. So we're waiting for April and Donna, right?
Yep.
And April's going to screen share the slides, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I grab the file just in case?
Grab what file?
The presentation file. Or
okay.
you can be a backup.
I already tried it out. I backed it up.
Okay.
Nori's
Thank you.
coming aboard now.
Okay, good. Come on, get everybody.
There's only 4 of us so far. Okay, Donna's coming aboard now.
Hi, Dana.
Hello.
Great. Dana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Hi, Nori.
Good morning or afternoon.
Afternoon now.
Yeah, good afternoon, Nori.
Yes.
Okay, people are coming in now.
Dad just got back.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Sensei.
Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Oh yeah, great. Today we invite Yokoyama Sensei from California.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you for having me.
Konnichiwa, Sensei.
Hi, konnichiwa. Ojaima shitemasu. Thank you so much for having this occasion. How
You're
are you?
welcome.
Everything good on Twitter?
ちょっとこっち使いましょう。
Hi, Donna. Morning, Donna. Or well, afternoon.
Hello.
あ、先生、ごめん。これちょっと
お邪魔してます。あ、これなしでいきます。
そうか、もうその辺にカメラ見えない。
じゃあこれあれですね。
そうですね。で、僕と横山先生で向かい合いましょうか。
あ、本当ですか。わかりました。おお。
ここで、あ、もうそれもじゃあどっか。
そうですよね。
Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. Is April joining us separately?
She's will be directing from the other room.
Okay.
Yeah, she might be under Yumiko actually.
Miko? Okay. Oh, there she is. Okay. I'll make her a co-host.
パワーポイントシェアされた僕ちょっと前になってます。見えないので。
わかりました。はい。
ノリさん、you are here.
I'm here.
You attended Chonburi Church service too.
Yes, isn't Zoom is wonderful. I
Oh.
could attend all over the world.
We're gonna ask you to donate two envelopes. I'm kidding. So you support the temples all the time.
Next week, I go to Steveston.
Oh, really?
Mhm. A week tomorrow, I will be going to Steveston.
Like you're going to be there physically?
Yes, Oh, that's great. Okay. じゃあ大丈夫です。
そうですか。
誰がいるのかな。
じゃあ皆さんハミルトンで。So
Hamilton.
you're in Hamilton.
Yes.
So you are all.
So you only live in Hamilton?
I live in London, Ontario.
London. Oh, okay. London. I've never been there yet.
Oh, well, whenever you do, please let me know.
ありがとうございます。すでに。
So flying from the States to Canada is not a problem?
Flight from the States to Canada is not a problem if you are residents or citizen. So I'm a resident. I have a green card on the US side. Plus I have a family in Canada. So that
Right.
makes the trip a little bit easier
I see.
with vaccination, of course.
Oh, I see. Oh,
We have the same.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it just situation keeps changing now. So
Yes, it does. Yes,
I've got the camera over here this time.
it's getting scary again.
mm,
Mm.
how's London?
Our numbers are going up gradually again,
Okay.
but they just mandated that all hospital workers, doctors, nurses, anybody working there have to be fully vaccinated.
Mm.
So that's something new and a good thing,
Yes.
but lots of resistance.
Mm.
Too bad.
Yeah, same in the US. I think American people are a little tend to be more vocal,
Yes.
whichever side. So yes.
Yes, we watch CNN and hear all about it.
Well, I'm glad you're safe. Yeah.
Thank you.
ね、ロンドンは田舎だからね。
あ、そうなの、田舎です。
まあね。
リロビットね、リロビット田舎ね。
Yeah, compared to Toronto.
Yeah.
yes. And Hamilton.
Can you share the screen?
でもいいとこですよ。It's very
you were,
friendly.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? 行ってみたいです。一度お邪魔してみたいです。
Actually, we're about the same latitude as Northern California.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh,
Yes, because Canada dips right
right.
around the
It goes
Great
down
Lakes.
south. Mm.
So we're just north of Detroit. We're about an hour from Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
It's good to know then. Yes. I have a friend in London, so I've been thinking about it. So Ochi Sensei might take me there one of these.
Yes. Oh, that would be
よろしくお願いいた
very
します
nice.
I'm an Uber driver. That means I'm gonna charge.
And that means I'm gonna pay.
Uber service.
With donation. So everything is okay?
Dana's
Yeah.
on.
Yes. Everything is good.
Yep,
Hopefully.
good. Everything's good.
Hi, Stony. Stony-san.
Dad, we can't see you. Wave.
Wait, Doug. Sensei said hi to you. Say good morning, good afternoon. His hearing's not very good today. I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. I'm glad to see his face.
Yes. He looks good.
I might turn off my video because my connection doesn't seem to be that great.
I think we're going to
Okay.
start shortly, so I'm going to mute everybody, and then Marnie will start with the kancho. Oh, Marlene, you'll have to unmute.
Okay. I am unmuted.
Okay, good.
Do you want me to start?
Yes, you can start.
Welcome to the Hamilton Buddhist Temple Zoom service. Today we are combining HIgan and the September Shotsuki Memorial Service. We are pleased to have Yoshi Sensei from Toronto Buddhist Church presiding. We have a special guest speaker, Gyoke Yokoyama, for our Dharma talk today. My name is Donna Koshiba. I am your Master of Ceremonies. The Shotsuki names will appear on the screen instead of being said aloud. Please join me in silent meditation. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu.
Please join me in reciting the Shin Buddhist life principles. In trusting in the vow of the Buddha, calling out the Buddha's name, I will pass through the journey of life with strength and joy. Revering the light of the Buddha, reflecting upon my imperfect self, I will strive to live a life of gratitude. Following the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path, I will share the true Dharma with all. Rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding all sentient beings, I will work towards the welfare of society and the world. Please put your hands together in Gassho and repeat after me. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you.
Yeah, we will start chanting with Sambujo. Sambujo means we respectfully welcome Amida Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, and the Buddha of all the time and places to our temple as scatter flower of joy. So please join me chanting the Sambujo. Namanda, 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 namanda. Could you please? Yes. Next, we will chant Sambutsuge. If you have Buddha altar or Butsudan in your house, please offer the incense during the chanting Sambutsuge. Gu 代々無名よくぬ生存読む輪の心死人徳無力君高大知恵寿命光明因相心道大戦願がサブ在所法稼働生じ未不下だ不正常位解任生じ尿税三昧知恵以上五世徳部不良志願異彩空異差大や慶子無分百千億万無量大小修行語者供養因祭使徒勝負不尿具道検証不逆非尿語者勝負正解無不可見無主鮮度光明師匠変師匠国尿税生じ維持難量両がサブ国土大五種奇妙道場徴税国尿内容任務闘争がと愛民道団異祭寺法来所新年症状意図が国家楽安能公文神妙税が師匠本願の非力少々よ自法生存知恵無下上領子孫知が信用軽量心死食毒中あ行小人人寿不敬
We will now recite the English translation of Sambutsuki. Your radiant countenance is majestic, and your dignity is boundless. Radiant splendor such as yours has no equal. Even the blazing light of the sun, moon, and many jewels is completely hidden and obscured, and looks like a mass of black ink sticks. The countenance of Tathagata is unequaled in the world. The great voice of the perfectly enlightened one resounds throughout the 10 quarters. Your observance of precepts, learning, diligence, meditation, and wisdom, the magnificence of these virtues is peerless, excellent, and unsurpassed. Deeply and clearly mindful of the ocean of the Dharma of all Buddhas, you know its depth and breadth and reach its farthest end. Ignorance, greed, and anger are completely absent in the world-honored one. You are a lion, the most courageous of all humans, having immeasurable majestic virtues. Your meritorious accomplishment is vast, and your wisdom is deep and supreme. The majestic glory of your light shakes the great 1,000 worlds. I vow to become a Buddha, equal to you, the most honored king of the Dharma, and to bring sentient beings from birth and death to the final attainment of emancipation. My practice of giving self-discipline, observance of precepts, forbearance, diligence, and also meditation and wisdom shall be unsurpassed. I resolve that when I become a Buddha, I will fulfill this vow in every possible way, and to all beings who live in fear, I will give great peace. Even though there are Buddhas, as many as 1,000 million kotis, or countless great sages, as many as the sands of the Ganges, I will make offerings to all these Buddhas. Nothing surpasses my determination to seek the way steadfastly and untiringly. Even though there are Buddha worlds, as many as the sands of the Ganges, and also innumerable lands beyond calculation, my light shall illuminate all of these lands. I will make such efforts that my divine power may be boundless. When I become a Buddha, my land shall be the most exquisite. People there shall be unrivaled and excellent, and my seat of enlightenment shall be beyond compare. My land shall be like nirvana, being supreme and unequaled. Out of compassion and pity, I will bring all to emancipation. Those who come from the 10 quarters shall rejoice with pure hearts. Once they reach my land, they shall dwell in peace and happiness. May you, the Buddha, be my witness and attest to the truthfulness of my resolution. I have thus made my aspiration. I will endeavor to fulfill it. The world-honored ones in the 10 quarters have unimpeded wisdom. May these honored ones always know my intentions. Even if I should be subjected to all kinds of suffering and torment, continuing my practice undeterred, I would endure it and never have any regrets. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Okay. It's okay. Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you fine, Sensei.
Okay. Thank you, Dana, for reading the Sambutsuki translation in English. So today we have a special guest minister from America, and he was Soto Shu Zen, or Zen. I think you have ever heard of Zen Buddhism. So Soto Shu, Soto Zen Buddhist monk, minister, minister this time. So maybe anyway, he will give us his Dharma message today. So, and after this service or after his Dharma talk, I want to make a time like answer the question. So if you have a question, please unmute yourself and ask him. So it's okay, Ray or Maureen to have, okay. So after the service, we will have a time. And actually he attended Toronto Buddhist Church Sunday service from America. And I saw his screen or his picture on my laptop screen. And I thought, maybe he's a Zen monk because he's like a aura. Even though when I saw his picture, yeah, he was shining because not of the head, but you know. So then I asked him, so are you a Buddhist monk? And he said, yes. And I wanted to talk with him. And fortunately, he visited in Canada, and I invited him to join the service and share the Dharma message. So thank you, Sensei, for coming and attending the service. So he will share the Dharma message.
Thank you very much, Ouchi Sensei. Thank you. And thank you very much to all of you for having me on this auspicious occasion of HIgan and your Shotsuki memorial service when you remember your family and loved ones. My name is Gyoke Yokoyama. As Ouchi Sensei was saying, I regularly visit Ontario because I have my 8-year-old son living in Kingston. He was actually born in Huntsville, and I was here for a few years after his birth. Currently, I live in Southern California, near Los Angeles. It's been 7 years. Also work for a branch temp office of a Soto Zen Buddhist organization. And when I asked Ouchi Sensei if it's I can meet him in person, and he generously gave me this opportunity to share the message. So I hope whatever I can share will be something meaningful, and I'll definitely do my best here. I'd like to give you a little bit of a background. I'm originally from Japan, spent most of my time in Japan. And my place was called, the particular address that I have ends with this particular address called Midamae. It means Amida, there's a area called the pond. There's a pond of Amida Buddha. And that's where I was born. And a temple was enshrining, had medicine Buddha of Shingon Buddhist or esoteric Buddhism from 7th, 6th, 8th century. So that alone tells that our place had a multiple spiritual background. And when I was small, I didn't realize I was actually a Zen monk. So I kept asking, like, why are we saying Namu Amida Butsu? And that was one question that I had. And later my parents told me, oh yeah, because we are Soto Zen. So we have multiple faiths as a community. I had an opportunity to serve in Southern California, the place called Long Beach Buddhist Church, which was formed as a non-denominational Buddhist community. This church was formed partially by a group of people from a place called Terminal Island. It was a fishing village, and the villagers of this village were mostly from Wakayama Ken, Wakayama Prefecture. Yes. After Pearl Harbor, when they were sent to internment camp, they came back with a subsidy from the government. And what little money they had, they used to build this small church. So that's where I had an opportunity to serve for 7 years. And this community represented this sort of a greater community of Los Angeles Buddhist Federation, Temple Federation, or it used to be called Los Angeles Buddhist Church Federation. This community goes all the way back to internment camp, Manzanar, and all the places people were sent to. In the camp, they maintained Bon Odori. There's a famous picture of that. They made tsukemono and the basement, umeboshi, and the parents, there are many members who were born in the camp. And there was a very interesting sort of a close connection, interfaith Buddhist community formed. And up to today, we are maintaining this tie with Onishi-san, Pure Land Buddhism, Esoteric Buddhism, Shingon-shu, Zen Buddhism, Nichiren Buddhism. All different schools we have a meeting once in a while. And there was a young sensei called Murakami Sensei. One day he told me that, I have my senior student from the day I was studying Buddhism. And that senior student, he was telling me had turned out to be Ouchi Sensei. So that's how I got connected with him. Now, in the Jodo Shinshu, we say, put our hands together and say, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu. I've been asking the senseis in Federation how to chant this properly, and I can never seem to get it right, but I keep practicing. In Pure Land, in the different schools, say Nichiren-shu, they say Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. And in Shingon Buddhism, they say Namu Daishi Hensho Kongo. And in Soto Zen, thank you, we say Namu Shakyamuni Butsu. Thank you. And when all the teachers get together, all Buddhists get together, we say, I think they had a discussion. What can we say together when all the senseis come together in one place? And this is what we say. Namu Kie Butsu and Namu Kie Ho. Namu Kie So. So we take refuge in the Buddha. We take refuge in the teachings. And we take refuge in all the teachers, all the community members, all the people who follow the teachings. And I always find this is a common bond, something that bonds us all together, no matter what school we come from. And so I'm very grateful that I can be meeting the community not from Toronto alone, but from Hamilton. That's because I have a friend in Burlington in that area. So now, and today I didn't particularly come here to sort of share the teaching of Zen. It's just I came to see how. But I was in the morning. I was sharing a little bit of what I might be able to share, because in Jodo Shinshu and Zen school in Southern California had a sort of bit of a recent history where there has a deep dialogue about this in-depth teaching. And that is in particularly because in Zen school, our practice is sort of in practice, everyday practice. And in Zen school, we say, we chant sutras, we practice, not so that we will one day be able to attain enlightenment, but this very moment, this everyday life itself, we embody the teachings, we embody the path. So, and then that sort of goes back to our founder's teaching that was to say, just to read the one line, he left a very interesting expression, which goes, to study the Buddha way or Buddhism is to study the self. And then to study the self is to forget the self. And to forget the self is to be actualized by everything, many things. And when we are actualized by everything, our body and minds, and then the body and minds of others will drop away. This drop away part has been always a mystery. But one thing I can say is when my son was born in Ontario, he had a condition with heart. He was born with Down syndrome. So it was a bit scary for us to live in the United States, not to go too much deeper into the medical system there, but I'm really grateful that he was able to receive all the medical attention, great doctors from sick kids in Toronto, and he now lives in Ontario with good people, attention. But back then, I was overwhelmed. We practiced Zen, but I was very overwhelmed, confused with all the medical terms, not knowing what will happen. It wasn't me. It was someone I love deeply. I wasn't sure what's going to happen. But to make things worse, doctors come to our, the parents said, here's a list of things that might happen to your son in the future. It was devastating, just the thought of what might happen. Unfortunately, his surgery went well here, and he's doing amazing. He's doing great. But the more we get to learn our experience, we get to live our life, we realize there are many moments that we feel things are just beyond us. We don't have much control. HIgan or Shotsuki services day, we remember our parents, grandparents, siblings, people who we care. And this is the day I hope we can take these moments to have this sense moments of reunion. Whenever I feel vulnerable, whenever I feel powerless, we feel the need to be connected with the source. We try to wonder, we sometimes wonder what my parents would have done in this situation, what my grandparents would have done in that situation, because they must have gone through something like this. There's a member from Japan who was sharing a story of a young brother who had a wife and 2 children. They had a car accident, and this couple passed away. Children survived. The older boy was 5, younger girl was 3. And seeing his younger brother go like this, he wondered how he can explain what this boy and girl's mom and dad were like. So he wrote a letter. Such was the memory that I have about your mom. Your dad was like this. But as he wrote these letters more and more, he started to have this new way of looking at life and death. One day, these boys will grow up, and they might wonder, they might ask, where's my dad? Where's my mom? he reached this sort of understanding that your mom and your dad, your families, are right here, right with you, right in your hands, right in your face. If you look at very closely, you'll notice it. And such is how we see our connection with our ancestors. Because maybe we know our parents, but I wonder how many of you know our great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. But we all continue to respect our ancestors beyond what we know. How can we find them? We say, they're all in here. And there's that entrustment, this spirit that lives right through us. And that sort of gives us a sense of direction, sense of confidence, that it's not necessarily something we have control over. One nurse in this hospital, it's a story again in Tokyo this time, was giving out a piece of wood to the patients for going through surgeries. I wish I had a doctor like that when my son was going through surgeries. Always this small rock, a stone says, it's all right. It's all going to be okay. And this nurse handed it over to the patients. That is to say, not necessarily surgeries might go well. We wish that it will go well. However it will go, it will all be okay. There's an expression in Buddhism that we're born to the hands. We live in these hands and we die on, we pass on in these hands, the hands of the Buddha. We are born to the hands of the Buddha and we will live this life with all the struggles in the hands of the Buddha and will pass on in the hands of the Buddha. And there's no way that we will be spilling out of his hand. And this, it's all okay in the stone is what the nurse said. That's what it meant. And I often think that is a sense of faith that we Buddhists have. I hope that's something that makes sense in the tradition. And that's also the sense that I have with whatever happens to my son. Well, I can say he's in good country with the good people, that's for sure. But it's all okay. And sometimes when I'm too worried, he comes to me and says, it's going to be okay, Dad. Don't worry too much about it. So he becomes my teacher sometimes. Anyway, I hope you can sort of create that moment to cherish your memories, but also that something beyond their memories that comes from way above or back. So that's all that I want to share. So thank you so much for your attention. ありがとうございます。
Thank you, Yokoyama Sensei and Yoshi Sensei. It's always a pleasure to hear your Dharma talks, and it always makes us think that we're not alone, and opens our minds to other possibilities. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. ありがとうございました。
Okay, so I'm going to open up for a Q&A session. So I'm going to put our viewing into gallery mode. Hold on here.
Or do you have any announcement or something? And we can talk after like announcement. Is that okay?
Oh, after the announcement? Oh, I thought you wanted to just do
Oh,
Q&A right away.
It's okay. Oh yeah. Or now is fine. But if someone wants to leave like you know, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's okay. So I rely on you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me move us into gallery mode. Right. Okay. So we're in gallery mode, and I put into the chat if you have a question that you'd like to ask, or you can ask it in the chat. So, and I wasn't sure, is this a question for either sensei, for either of you?
Oh,
You-
so there's
Yes. Yokoyama Sensei, you know, in Jodo Shinshu, we follow the teachings of Shinran Shonin. In Soto Zen, who is the founder of Soto Zen?
Thank you for the question. Yes, the founder of Soto Zen, it's seen as called Dogen Zenji, Eihei Dogen. So if you go to Japan, there's a temple called Eiheiji. It's a very strict Zen. Well, yes, it's strict. It's a Zen temple. But an interesting thing is, just like Shinran Shonin taught this teaching, and then Rennyo Shonin sort of spread the teaching. Dogen Zenji himself really didn't spread the teaching wide across the country. There were a teacher 4 generations down called Keizan Zenji. It's very much like Rennyo Shonin. He and his students sort of spread the Zen around the country. So for this reason, we respect Dogen Zenji and Keizan Zenji. There are two founders, or so we learn. But Dogen Zenji is the person who went to China and studied this back then.
Thank you.
So, for example, about Eiheiji, I saw the YouTube, like NHK, I think you know NHK. They had a documentary movie, and someone post on the YouTube, and it's so, how can I say, tough, or I could not understand. Yeah, like they wake up what time?
So in the summertime, they wake up at 3 in the morning. Oh, yes. And in spring and fall, that's 4. And in winter season, they wake up 4:30.
Yeah, and they clean up the floors or hondo and tatami and garden. And I'm gonna send you the link to Maureen, and Maureen can send the link to everyone, the YouTube link. And it's very cool. And when I saw the video, like 5 or 6 boys like join the Heianji, but they had to stand up because no one come, or someone come and he asked them, "Do you want to come in the temple?" They say yes, but okay, just wait, and they wait they had to stand up like an army, and for 2 hours or 3 hours. It's kind of like a traditional a practice, like how much they want to practice. So it's kind of test, like a fast
How
test.
old would they be? How old? About how old?
They are straight out of college, so they graduate from the college and they move on. And sometimes there are people from mid-30s, 40s, and there are rare occasions when they go to the monastery after retirement. So these people are 60s.
So if you want, you can join. You have to wake up 3
Thank you very
a.m.
much. Wow.
So do you have any question? Like you can talk about not only Zen Buddhism, but also any questions. Okay, yeah, Ray.
I just have a question. Soto Zen Buddhism, how widespread is it? Like, what other countries would Soto Zen be practiced? And also, how large a component is meditation as part of the Soto Zen practice? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So you mean like globally, worldwide?
Globally,
yeah. Yes. The way Soto Zen Buddhism is spreading in the world is quite different from Shin Buddhism has spread, because Shin Buddhism have very solid community all across North America in the eyes of Soto Zen. Our headquarters or temple doesn't help us much, but they let us come to this place and said, you do what you need to do. We'll watch over you. So people have been taxi drivers. They've been working in farms or factories, anything. Then they do the mission. So the very, how do I say, not quite nurturing that way, but that's also Zen. We are supposed to do that. Interesting thing is Zen, because of how to get a little bit trendy, because you see Zen in the pharmacy these days, or a lot of Caucasian people have observed this tradition. And as you might know, it came with the hippie generation, counterculture. So a little bit more like anti-institutionalism. And then it came as a sort of a more among the free-spirited American people. And it has spread, my understanding, there's a group in South America, North America, and Europe. And I know there's a smaller number of people in Africa, but they are not connected to Japan. They just keep spreading among teacher and students. So we don't actually know how many people practice this meditation practice. Although Soto Zen Buddhism says, yes, it's about Zazen, it's about meditation practice, at least supposedly. But interesting thing is Japanese people are really hardworking. They would go out and work in the field, or they would do work. So in reality, not too many Japanese people are actually sitting in silent meditation. I think the truth is more people in the United States or Canada or European countries might be sitting more. It's became a more contemplative, contemplative practice, yes. So now the Japanese people are relearning, oh, maybe it's a good thing that we should do this more. My organization, our school, is promoting people in Tokyo to have maybe 1 minute of meditation during the commuting hours. And if it's difficult, maybe you can have one breath of meditation. You know how people can get busy in Tokyo. So it is happening inextensively, but it has sort of diversified beyond the, I guess, beyond what we can sort of keep an eye on. So it is wide, but we don't know the exact number, scale. That's, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So do we have any other questions? If you want to put it in the chat, or you can raise your hand.
Okay, Nori, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking, Sensei said when all the different monks and ministers got together, they didn't know what to say, Namu Amida Butsu, or however they said it. But I noticed when on my travels that no matter where you go, if it's a Buddhist country or they're Buddhist, if you say it in Sanskrit, they say the same thing all over the world. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. If you say that, they understand. Yes. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So not only like a Japanese Buddhist, but also like that included, India, Tibet, China.
Yes, Thailand. Yeah.
Yes.
We say Buddha Saranam Gacchami, Dhamma Saranam. Yeah.
Yes, we chanted that in Long Beach all the time. That's, yeah.
Well, thank you both, senseis. This opens my eyes to another path, and I will certainly read up on Soto Zen. Thank you.
So just I have one question. It's very simple question. Why you do Zazen? it's simple, but it's very difficult question. I know, but why you do Zazen? Well, what is Zazen?
Right. Oh, okay. Well, I think the reason why Dogen Zenji brought Zazen was, I think Dogen Zenji was like a huge, how do you call these people? Follower of Shakyamuni Buddha as a person. He's a teacher. So that's how he sat under the Bodhi tree. And says that's what he did. That's my shallow understanding. But that's exactly what he did. And what is Zazen is, I think it's in here, but in the Soto Zen, it's when you chant or when we practice. Sorry, we use the word practice. I know it's a little, yeah. It is not means. It's so like you go to college and you study in order to enter college, or you work or earn income to get a car or house. But the approach is a little different. We don't sit Zazen, especially in Soto Zen school, in order to get enlightenment, but the process itself is the goal. The moment you take the step, that is expression of enlightenment. So we don't really cut this means and goal as a separate thing. So when we put our hands, that is the expression of enlightenment. Or so Zazen is, I think in English we use often the word embodiment of the wisdom. And that is not to say that we don't study, because Jodo Shinshu Sensei, they study so much more. That's my impression. Zen have an expression called Furyu Monji, that this ultimate reality is beyond our perceptions, beyond our intellect. So it doesn't mean we don't need to study. We study, but that ultimate reality is beyond something we can capture with our sort of logical reasoning, because it always has a limit. I guess it's the same with the pandemic or masks and vaccination. The reality, ultimate truth is beyond this dualistic way of what's right, what's wrong. Maybe this is right, this is wrong. So that's why we kind of stop this. They call non-thinking, non-artifice, just sitting and see what comes out, or nothing might come out, but that's okay.
So I asked, thank you, Sensei. So I asked because, sometimes I received a question from the member, like, especially newcomers, like why we place our palms together and why we say Namo Amida Butsu. So what you can get it, what you can receive from Buddha when you say Namo Amida Butsu. So they always want to receive or get something if I do something. But like a Zen, and we don't accept like I can get it something from the Buddha if I say it or if I do the Zazen. So I think it's a very like a similar point. Even though we are different Buddhist sect, but it's kind of similar idea. Okay, so do you have any question?
So I'm looking through the chat and we don't have any questions in the chat. Is anybody else that would like to ask a question?
Okay, my last question. I'm sorry, I'm talking. My last question is very important. Sensei, do you do shampoo?
That's right.
Shampoo.
Very important question.
Okay.
You go to a public bath, the bath the monastery has. I saw there was no shampoo. There's only soap or body soap. But just to make yourself feel better, sometimes we'll put the shampoo on top and just feel like we're washing our hair. Oh, there's nothing.
Okay. I just want to say, so I'm going to close the Q&A portion and say thank you very much to our people asking questions, I guess Nori, and to our senseis for answering the questions for us. So thank you very much. Domo arigatou. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to, I think it's Donna now for closing remarks and announcements. So I'm going to spotlight. Yes. Okay, sorry.
Should we recite this or?
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot that. Okay, Marlene?
Okay. We're going to recite the golden chain of love. Please repeat after me. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. May I be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. May I try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Put your hands together in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you.
Okay, announcements. Thank you to Yoshi Sensei and Yokoyama Sensei for your Dharma talk today. We would also like to thank Jeff Wilson Sensei, who provided Ohaka Mairi Obon grave site services in August. Due to the pandemic, Wilson Sensei attended the services solo. Thanks to everyone for attending today's virtual service. The next two services will be on Sunday, October 10th at 1 p.m. and Sunday, November 14th at 1 p.m. Donations may be made via the following ways: via check made out to Hamilton Buddhist Temple. These may be mailed to Hamilton Buddhist Temple, care of April Takeda at 141 Duke Street, Hamilton, Ontario, L8P1X8, or via credit card or PayPal online via Canada Helps, with the link listed below. Via e-transfer to treasure@hamiltonbuddhisttemple.ca. This brings the formal portion of our service to a close. Please put your hands together in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. I think Raymond's going to unmute everybody so that we can say goodbye.
Yeah, I think you actually have to unmute yourself, and then we can all say goodbye. Oh, I did want to say one thing. So I know a lot of you know that I'm very active with dealing with climate change. So I just wanted to let you know that there is we're organizing a debate in the University of Rosedale riding in Toronto. And we've just confirmed that we're going to be having Chrystia Freeland, who's the Deputy Prime Minister, participate in the debate, along with the Green Party and the NDP candidates. We're still trying to reach the Conservative candidate. So if you're able to attend, it's all virtual, of course. It takes place at this coming Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And I'm just going to grab the link for that. Yeah, I got it right here. So I'm going to just put that in the chat. And if you're interested in attending, you can just either copy or click on this link when you see it. And it's at 6, as I said, 6 p.m. on Wednesday, and it's all candidates debate for the University of Rosedale riding, and we've confirmed that Chrystia Freeland will be participating, so that'd be great if you can. And I'm also going to put into the chat another website actually that I've been working on with climatefast.ca, which is my climate change organization. And this is the website that I've been spending a lot of time working on. But if you're interested in learning more about climate change and actually doing something about it, you can go to this website. We're actually trying to look at producing a comparison of the climate plans of the different federal political parties. So if you check that website, that hopefully it'll be up within a week. You must know that there's a federal election coming September 20th, on Monday. And it's a very important election because we don't have very much time left to deal with climate change. Right now, what we're doing is not sufficient. So we need to make sure that our politicians, our elected representatives, are doing as much as they can to deal with climate change. It is very serious, as you can see from the news with the heat waves, the hurricanes, the droughts that are taking place in other parts of the world right now. So if you can, check out the website that I pasted at, and if you can, join us for that debate on this coming Wednesday. And I think that's it. So we can all unmute and we can all say goodbye to each other. So, so everybody have the ability, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
There-
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, stay safe,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Sensei.
Safe.
Do you know
Wants to
Joan
talk to
Sensei?
Dana?
I know, I think I know
Want to
eight.
say something to
Oh, I
Dana?
know Ray, of course.
Oh, you come
Oh,
in
and Marlene,
there.
of course, and Noriko-san. Oh, yeah.
Sensei, I didn't know that you were going to be here. I thought you would be virtual.
Oh, yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah, he visit here.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
And that is why I wanted to invite him, the Hamilton Shotsuki.
Yes, I'll be around at those. Oh, you know, like yeah, I'll be roaming around still. I hope I get to visit your church one day. Person. Hi.
Sure, you're always welcome.
We'll see. We're not sure right now,
I'm here. Please
but it
stay
would be
safe.
nice.
Please
Yeah.
stay safe. Yes.
We're just a rental.
You too.
Thank you very much. That was very good.
Have a safe trip to BC, Noriko-san.
Hi, thank you.
Noriko-san, the temple together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Talk to
I
you later.
hope I can visit the Hamilton Temple in person and hold the service as soon as possible. But still, like we afraid of force wave. So
Hmm.
let's see. But hope
Yeah.
see you soon again soon in person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll be in touch, Yoshi Sensei. We'll talk about it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
That's not me, was it? I wasn't.
Okay, bye-bye.
I've never seen that before. That'd be good for Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to shut it
I'm
down.
afraid to turn it off. and see what
Okay, bye-bye.
Vicky.
Bye, everyone.
else.